इतना सफर है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good afternoon, one and all. Franchise India welcome you to yet another episode of Business Opportunity Chai webinar series. Franchise India, the brand which enjoys 23 years of legacy. We have helped international and national brands to expand their business with us. And Business Opportunity Chai webinar series is a platform through which we try to provide you digitally a brand for the day so that you can select your business dream brand with us. Franchise India is Asia's largest advisory and franchisee solution company. We do not endorse any brand. We only advise our brands to expand their business as well as potential business buyers to get brands from us. We welcome you to 124th edition of Business Opportunity with Chai series. And this webinar is hosted by management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. We welcome both of you. And today the brand of the day is Cleanomatic. And it's our privilege that Mr. Abra Banerjee, who's a founder, is with us. Mr. Abra Banerjee enjoys the corporate experience of 25 years. He has worked in multinational companies and is highly educated. Cleanomatic, the brand which was established in 2018 in USA, is one-stop on-demand doorstep cleaning solutions. They are already present in 10 countries, in 10 locations nationally and internationally. They provide the full-fledged sanitization, cleaning solution, and pest control services. So thank you so much, Mr. Banerjee, for sparing time today and digitally interacting with all our investors. But before we formally invite you for the presentation and to present your business idea with all our investors, we would like to play a small video for all of us. Thank you so much, Dheeraj. Mr. Banerjee, we are ready to understand the three model which you are giving to us, master, area, and unit. Thank you so much, and over to you, sir. You can share your screen.
Thank you, Archana. Thanks everybody for joining the presentation of Cleanomatics. Yeah, a brief background of myself. I am, as Archana mentioned, I am from the University of California at Berkeley, Haas School of Business. I'm an alumni from that school, and XLRI and Delhi School of Economics in India. And I worked in an array of multinationals and Indian companies. My last stint was with Havels India Limited. I was the business head and vice president of that organization. And after 25 years in the corporate world, and I worked across Asia, India, and USA, I became an entrepreneur, and I joined hands with some of the best technological brains in the US. And we started our organization Cleanomatics in the United States out of Fremont near San Francisco in California. And we quickly became one of the most popular services in California, and we expanded to the East Coast of US, places like Florida, Miami, and now we have launched in India. After gaining popularity in Delhi NCR, we have gone to the eastern part of the country, and we are venturing out to the southern part of the country very soon. And this is an occasion when we are very happy to launch nationally through our franchisee offer. So this is the picture of our icon, the Cleanomaniac, which you see dressed in safety gear and completely determined to remove dirt, stains, and all kinds of germs on the face of the earth. And we are mobile. We believe in providing service to the customer at the doorstep, at the way they like it, and we are available at the click of a button on the PC, computer, or mobile. I've already spoken about the brief history about the brand, and I just want you to know the critical benefits that this company brings on the table. Housekeeping services, pest control services, and cleaning and sanitizing services have been age-old services, but we're integrating technology in a very big manner in this industry for the first time. We are bringing in artificial intelligence, robotics, UVC technology, and IoT technology in this, and we're building an all-pervasive digital platform. Like you see, whenever you want to search something, you want to go to Google for the search. For anything and everything to do with cleaning, you have to come to Cleanomatics. That's the grand vision that we have. Today, we are into office and home cleaning, but we're also, the technological center in the US is also working on river cleaning, ocean cleaning, and various other cleaning. And who knows, maybe in future, we will join the ranks of Elon Musk, or we'll join hands with Elon Musk for space cleaning. So watch this space for Cleanomatics. On the chemicals front, we have tied up with some of the best chemical manufacturers in the world. People like Diversey, Bayer are our strategic partners. We are from US and Germany. And very recently, we have launched one innovative service called Cleano Nano 90D, which gives a 90 days protection from COVID-19 on a single time, one-time application. This is how our US franchisee setups look. This is the franchisee reception, the warehouses, and we have 100 plus team members, 10 locations, which Archana has already mentioned about. And the technology that we use, I've already mentioned, but the chemicals that we use and the training and capability training that we provide to our people, and which includes both soft training skills and hard and functional training skills, that makes all the difference. The Indian market has welcomed with both hands. They have been very, very kind to us, apart from the customers coming back to us and giving very rich testimonials and reviews about us and recommending our services to their neighbors and their friends. You can go to our website, www.cleanomatics.com, and see how much the customers love us and they recommend us for their friends and relatives. Apart from that, we have won awards from this prestigious Indian Achievers Forum, and we are providing excellent service to deserve this award. I've already talked about our strengths, the technological platform, the digital platform. So we are very soon going to be the Uber of the cleaning industry. And our mobile app and e-commerce based intelligent platform will be the destination of choice for anybody and everybody who wants to know or do anything to do with the cleaning industry. And we have a dedicated panel of vendors which will be only available to our franchises at the best possible price. So the franchises will be given a unique passcode or a unique area code through which they will log on to the e-commerce panel, and only they will have access to that, through which they can take advantage of the best rates and the best technology and the best quality from the vendors that we have enlisted there. So you don't need to worry about your material. You don't need to worry about marketing and business development. The centralized marketing team does an excellent job in providing you leads on a continuous basis. So every day, every franchisee will get leads to convert, and we will train you how to convert those leads. We'll train the franchisee team. We'll help you onboard the team. We will have a tie-up with various big players who give you the team on a continuous basis so that you don't have to worry about getting manpower or retaining manpower. And those people will be trained to provide the best of services. And I've already told you about our strength in our vendors, our sourcing, and our machinery and equipments. And the quality control process and the SOPs will be completely explained to you so that you can replicate it and just do the job. So it will be an end-to-end hand-holding. You don't have to worry about anything. The brand is always, every time, 24/7 with you. This is what we have from the COVID-19 impact of the industry. As we saw during the demonetization in 2 years back, how digital payment industry has actually taken over the entire payment scenario in India. So we saw how Paytm scaled up. We saw how the various other digital payments platform, GPay, and everybody came into this field, and so many people have scaled up. And digital payment today is the order of the day. UPI payments is the order of the day. Similarly, what the COVID-19 pandemic has created in the industry, we are seeing a very, very long-lasting effect. And we are one of the anti-COVID-19 specialist companies. Our sanitizing is available from very low rates of 1 rupee a square feet to 15 rupees a square feet, which actually helps the franchisee make a lot of money and a lot of margins. The major challenges faced by this industry are well known. So standardization is one of the biggest problems faced with this industry. Quality check, quality parameters, training, transparency of prices, delivering a quality service, and trustworthiness. So the brand is taking care of all this so that the franchisees can have a peace of mind and peace of doing business. The reason to partner with Cleanomatics, if I summarize, we have an array of premium services and which guarantees you higher profits. We have an excellent centralized marketing, branding, and business development support. We have a complete end-to-end staff recruitment and HR support. We have a knowledge and high technology transfer on a continuous basis from a technology development center in the US. And we have a dedicated vendor and manufacturers panel offering the lowest rates for consumables and machineries on the brand portal. This is our unit franchisee model, a van and modern man model. The area required is about 400 square feet. It could be at any part. It doesn't need to be retail high street. It does not need to be a costly real estate. The investment is about 10 lakhs. The franchisee fee is about 4 lakhs. 15% is the royalty, and your payback period is 1 year, 1 month. The area franchisee model is a slightly bigger model where you become a smaller master franchisee, so to say. And there the investment is 14 lakhs. Your franchisee fee is 8 lakhs. With this investment, you automatically get 1 unit franchisee along with area franchisee, and you can appoint 2 more franchisees, and the royalty share of the brand is 50%, and your payback period becomes 1 year. The master franchisee model is an investment of 18 lakhs, where you can invest, where you'll get 1 unit franchisee along with the master franchisee, and you can appoint 11 more unit franchisees. The franchisee fee is 12 lakhs and 50% is the royalty share of the company, and your payback is 1 year, 2 months. So we offer a payback, which is one of the excellent ones in the industry. Within a year or so, you will be able to recover all your investments, and then you can make very high margins and very high profits. We are now open to the Q&A session. Please feel free to raise your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Banerjee. Very well presented, and I think your experience on your own corporate experience speaks a lot. I mean, I think you coming in and backing the business, obviously, it gives a lot of credibility of your own self and your experience. And I think this is what the professionalism the industry needed. You know, while the opportunity was always there, but what we missed was the professionalism, systems, processes, and creating better technology, and also a lot of good abilities to really create the last mile consumer experience. So what we will do is we will break this into multiple discussions, you know, and put into the, so that our investors who are now looking to get into the business really understand the business in detail. So what we will do is we will really start with the overall landscape. You know, how big is the landscape? How big is the market? What kind of changes you seeing that? Who's currently addressing the market? You know, what is the competition been there? And you can also go deeper into how our price points or our offerings or our bouquet of services is different to that. So first we'll try to do the whole industry analysis, what we call it. And then we get into the second part, what we call the business analysis. We go into your business and go deeper into the business and say, how does business really go, and what is this, you know, first 3 months for a franchisee in a service, because to get early stage, and you said rightly that you provide leads and a lot of the support. So we'll go deeper into that. How many leads you require, how it conversion happen, you need a demos, call center, any other things. We go on a business model. Then we take a financial model. We go into deeper into financial, what is the breakup of the pieces. So we'll do these three things, then I'll bring in Sonia to take up a lot of questions. Then I will also encourage our friends who a lot of people have joined in. You go out and Q&A, ask your relevant questions. More you question you ask, more I and Sonia would be able to take on your behalf to do that. We also have a lot of consultants, our independent franchise consultants. They also represent territories. You know, they can ask about their territory in terms of what is happening in that territory. We will take up their questions also, and they can introduce themselves on the Q&A box. Our independent franchise consultants, they can introduce, and then we can take their question also, because they represent those markets for Franchiseindia. So over to you, Mr. Banerjee, in terms of, let's start with the industry analysis and a little bit of a overall landscape, how it looks like.
I think brilliantly put and brilliantly summarized, Mr. Maria. It could not have been better, and you are an expert in that. Yeah. So, friends, this is a very, very large ocean. We have estimated $76 to $80 billion is the size of just the Indian industry. Okay, so that's the size we're talking about. And you can say it's very good news to us that there is no national player, at least in the housekeeping, taking care of domestic B2C, as we call it, the consumer portion of the pest control services, the consumer portion of the deep cleaning services, and the consumer portion of the sanitizing services. There is no national player. What we have on the table are companies like JLL, companies like Colliers, companies like Cushman & Wakefield, which are basically facility management companies, but they do only for housing societies or maybe hospitals or something. But these housekeeping services or the facility management services, they don't do on their own. They outsource it. So that's one big opportunity which we have, of working with the Cushman & Wakefield, or working with JLL, and working with them for providing the service. Okay. As we see the trends, we probably can remember only one national brand in this entire landscape. Is a company called PCI, which is a very age-old company in India, which was a national brand or still probably exists in terms of pest control. But that also, they did not represent every nook and corners of the country. They were only present in certain pockets. But beyond PCI, you just run your mind quickly, you will never remember a national brand. There's nobody. The reason for that is this is a very, very manpower intensive industry. Okay. And it's very easy to find fault in cleaning. It takes nothing to say, it's half nahi hua hai. Nobody, you don't need education to say that, right? And customer dissatisfaction is very easy to come up. And so that manpower intensive nature of this business and the ability to take abuses from the prospective customer causes very frequent churn in this industry. You lose people very fast. You lose all the training that you're given very fast. right? So that's why we have shifted this entire thing on a, as Mr. Maria said, with a complete SOP and a process. So we exactly tell the customer what you're expecting from us, what we will do, which will be different from others. So when we are pitching to a customer, for example, let's say sanitization, we tell him, we educate him upfront. We tell him, ma'am or sir, you can get this service at 50 paise a square feet to 15 rupees a square feet. Let me tell you what is the difference. Let me also educate everybody to see what is the difference. You can also do sanitizing at 25 paise a square feet if you want. It is basically the fume which is formed is glycerin. Okay, so that's the fume that causes the fume. So if we add no chemicals and just put glycerin, you can do the job at 25 paise. If you put some chemical, which is hydropichlorite, which is very harmful for humans and pets, then you need at least 50 paise. And if you use the chemical which we use, Diversey Virux II 256, you cannot give this service less than 1 rupee. So we explain to our customer exactly why we are charging and what is the price of each of this material. And we tell him now it's your choice. We're not in a discounting game, and we will never provide you services which is hydropichlorite. We'll only do this service, and people, I'm telling you, get convinced. So at 1 rupee a square feet, we have done our calculations on a sum. You make 35% margin, right? So a job which we take for 2,500 rupees, okay, you will be comfortably making close to about, let's say about 30% or let's say 700-800 rupees on each job. I'm taking the cost of conveyance of your people, okay, cost of your manpower that you're deploying there, cost of your chemical, everything. And I'm being very conservative. You can actually make 1,000 rupees on a 2,100 rupees job. So that's the margin potential. But it only comes if you can educate the customer in the manner in which we educate. We are very transparent and upfront when we discuss our quotes. We don't hide anything from the customer, right? So we don't get into the price game at all. And that's the mistake which everybody makes in this industry. And that's why they don't never scale up. They don't earn the trust of the customer. In pest control, in termite protection, we tell them exactly why we use Bayer, B-A-Y-E-R, a German chemical. What is the difference in that? And why not to use any other chemical? And what to expect out of a termite protection? We educate the customer. So this education is done by our centralized marketing team and our call center on an everyday basis. And I'm telling you, people love to get educated because there is so much dearth in knowledge in this industry. Nobody educates them. Na? People say, हाँ sir, यही है. हाँ sir, इतने rate. It's like आप rate दे दीजिए, हम कर देंगे काम. That is why nobody has built a national trustworthy brand here. And that is the opportunity which we have of being transparent, of being truthful, of earning the consumer's trust very, very quickly. And that is what we will give to a franchisee. We'll give him the best rate of procurement. And along this, we'll give him the training so that when he is talking to his customer, he knows what he's talking about. And let me tell you, every customer appreciates the transparency. If you educate, I have spoken to so many customers in my life, and my success rate has been very close to 60%. Okay, and that's a huge success rate, which you will probably understand. So what Mr. Maria mentioned about how many leads you need typically, right? So we say that look, if you do basically, let's say 100 jobs, let's say in a month in the beginning, right? You will need close to. In normal cases, you need 1,000 leads because 1/10 is the statistics. But in our case, the way we pitch in our centralized marketing pitch, if you get 300 to 350 leads, you'll be able to convert 100. So that entire lead generation, 70-80% of the lead generation help the brand will give you. And we expect, because you're operating in a particular area, whichever investor is coming on board, if you're operating in a particular area, you will have your own circle of friends, relatives, everybody. And you can very proudly recommend your services to them. You don't have to worry that, yaar main badnaam ho gaya to, agar kharab ho gaya to, you don't have to worry in our case. Because you'll be completely trained with complete peace of mind and trust. You can recommend this service to your closest of relatives. And I'm telling you, your social stature will go up. I recommend my service to my neighbor, to my friends, and tell them I'm here in front of you. Anything goes wrong, I'll correct it. And that confidence people buy. That is exactly what people buy and pay for. right? That मैं यहाँ बैठा हूँ. Remember why a shopkeeper wins over Reliance Retail? Because the shopkeeper says मैं यहाँ बैठा हूँ ना, कुछ हो तो मुझे बताना. So that confidence only comes if you have complete confidence on your services. That confidence brand will give you. That training brand will give you, right? So money will come, leads will come, conversions will come. All we need from you is your own involvement in the business, in the beginning at least, to understand and to develop this culture in your team that don't bluff customers. That's all we require from you. Investment, I am sure, 10 lakhs, 18 lakhs, 10 lakhs, there are many people who can invest that kind of money. But that passion and willing to understand customer needs and being able to sell that confidence, we just need you to sell that confidence, which we will give you.
Thank you very much. I think very, very helpful, and you're rightly bang on. Businesses like these are very good ROIs, but it involves initial time. No business you should do without you putting time. With the seniority of Mr. Banerjee now coming out of his corporate life, comfortable life, when you run in multinationals, you're always very comfortable and looked after and pampered, and taking a responsibility, starting a business. I'm sure the kind of hard work and effort which is required to get this up and rolling, it always is required. So if you have a business dream in life, businesses don't come for, I call it, for lazy people, right? They need to really come out and work hard, and then they build something which is then last for very long. And everybody has an entrepreneurial dream to really do that. And this is an opportunity if you feel that you want to really start, like Srinath has written, for Pune and Aurangabad, is keen on that. So if you're keen, then I think first 5-6 months put into that, learn your game, understand your market, build your subscriber base, and once you're able to do that, then the business would start growing. Now let's go on the business model side. While you covered a lot of things, but just for us to really cover all the topics, so there are 5 elements to this business, very, very critical. We've touched upon 2 of them already, but I would like to go into deeper into that. So 5 elements are supply chain, training, technology, marketing, and sales cycle, how the sales cycle would work. So 5 elements, if you need to champion on that, and how very fundamentally, if you go on each of them, supply chain, what kind of materials would come from you, what kind of local supplies they would buy, and how proprietary that is. That's one. Training, we can understand how many hours of training, where the training is going to be done. It would be done at the site, or it would be done at this level. So how the training would work. Third is technology. What kind of technology we using? Are we using some CRM app, whatever, computers, from discovery of customer and retention and billing and everything else? And then we do marketing. Marketing we've already talked about, but is there a larger marketing plan, launch plan? Every city we go, how we launch that, and the sales cycle, where initial sales support, conversion support, life cycle. So 5 things,
Yeah, thanks. I think that's a very well summarized one. So supply chain, as I told you, 80 to 90% of the supply chain, you don't have to worry because it will be on the portal. You'll have an access to the portal, your own password, your own user ID. You can just log on to the portal and you can order for anything. And these are all national, international, mostly multinational and national companies. They will reach it to your doorstep. You don't have to worry. So that's a very big benefit that a brand offers, that you can do all your transactions in e-commerce. Suppose you find somebody local, good. We would recommend you, before taking a decision, please check back with us, with our technologists, with our chemists. We don't mind onboarding new vendors, but we are very, very wary about spurious material sellers. So we would request you, we would not restrict you to taking new suppliers on board, but please check back about the quality. After the thorough quality check only, we can do it. And if you want to just rely on our portal, we are most happy, because 90% of your worries are taken care of by our proprietary e-commerce platform and by our supplies. We deal with only national and international brands which are well distributed, so you don't have to worry about access or getting supplies of that. Second thing about training. So initially, of course, what you can expect from the brand is very intense training of at least 21 to 25 hours of training per week. That is the kind of training we will like to give you initially. And in the COVID scenario, probably we have to do most of it through Zoom call. And later on, of course, on the site at the assistance level. So whenever we go and expand a particular locality, particular city, there'll be area champions will go and train your people and train them on the site, right? But initially, probably till this COVID scenario is a little under control, we'll have to do a lot of Zoom training, right? In terms of manpower and on-the-ground support, we can expect a dedicated account manager assigned to you who will be able to take care of your day-to-day requirements and your day-to-day needs. Third part that we spoke about is the technology. So we and the billing software and everything. So most of it is, as I told you, is in-house developed ones, right? So we will have licenses given out to you. So you will have access to those billing softwares and everything. And CRM, which is the customer relationship module, you have our own loyalty program. And through that, you have wallets for your customers so that there is a reason for him to keep coming back to us, keep coming back and ordering through us. So he will place order on the portal and the order will directly come to you, right? So that support is definitely there. In terms of centralized marketing support, what we spoke about, that we have a very powerful centralized team. Nationally, we are rolling out our marketing campaigns, right? And in this industry, digital campaign works the best, followed by outdoor. A little bit outdoor presence is required. But other than that, right at this juncture, these are the two main vehicles through which most of the advertising is done, right? And there will be very heavy duty digital advertising you can expect. And before we roll out in a particular city, we also do outdoor advertisement, right? And the sales cycle that we spoke about, customers keep coming back, as I told you. In our industry, we have seen that a customer who takes deep cleaning will ask for pest control. That same person will ask for sanitizing and vice versa. And then, it's not that you have a limitation of the service. And if you see that the area of services which you have currently, you have car cleaning, you have a whole host of services available. And in future, we are soon going to introduce many more services, which is coming forward in future. So that's basically what the entire offering is looking like. And
that's very helpful.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very elaborate and very well defined, all the 5 points. And now we'll quickly do the third part, and then I will invite Sonia to take questions, because I think a lot of questions have come from the audience. And Sonia, if you want to really today do with the audience a little bit interactive, which cities they want, because and this is a new thing which we're starting in our webinars, that you can really talk about your city, and we talk and discuss on opportunity, particularly in that, would it fit into a master or a smaller master or a region? Because I think we are getting a lot of feedback. People want to have questions, but they somehow write the question and it's not been addressed. So we try to take more and more questions and try to keep the theory part of the content, because you are able to get answers directly from Mr. Banerjee. Mr. Banerjee, I think just take the franchise part of it. While it's very straightforward, it's a man and truck concept. Man and truck concept is a multi-billion-dollar industry globally, where people don't have to have an office. They don't have to have something. I think they just have a van. And in India, you have cheaper vans. I mean, well, the picture he was showing was a GMC, which is an expensive van. In India, you can take a small Omni or any other van, which is also gets an auto finance. So you get the cheapest finance is auto finance. So you don't have to really put the money on the van. And you can pay through EMIs, and it's just, and put it nicely branded. Some cities don't allow that branding, which they call it commercial structure. Then you have to take a different number plate to run it commercially. In some cases, they allow also. So you need to really be conscious about the city you're operating in. In Delhi, if you try to do that, they will. If a private van has this kind of a branding on that, they will fine you big time, and then you have to take a different number plate, which is a commercial number plate to run a van. And I think makes a little bit difference. It's not too much of difference, but it's much easier for you to use commercially, and you can not be restricted to drive in any time of the day, and all the services are happening. So on a financial model, the first unit financial model we will take up, and then I will let Sonia take the master and the other 2 models also, because we'll have a discussion. So unit franchise is a relatively simple model. It's about 8 odd lakh rupees investment, and 4 lakh rupees is the franchise fees. And 4 lakh rupees is, if you can give the breakup of that 4 lakh rupees, and what kind of a quarter to quarter sales projection they would be able to do that. That's one. because they're relatively, you're showing that it's 1 year return. So which means that in the first year, you will probably do another 8 lakh rupees of revenue so that you are able to get your money back. And then it will continue to grow. So the 4 lakh rupees, when you pay the franchise fees, how many years the tenure is?
Yeah, it's a five-year tenure
So,
for 4 lakhs of franchise.
so 4 lakh rupees is 5 years. So it's a long-term contract. It's not a short-term 3-year contract or something like that. So 5 year, and you break in the first year, and then you have another 4 years where the sales and revenues would continue to grow. And on the balance 4 lakh rupees of the capex, what goes in that capex?
So there is obviously the right to the licenses, all kinds of, the portal access, the CRM access, the softwares and everything else comes into that. And the centralized marketing support, it comes in a very big way into that.
So that's what the franchise fees you take. The balance 4 lakh rupees of the investment capex goes.
So that comes in machineries. So we have 1,70,000 of machineries, we have consumables, and we expect the guy to put in some kind of down payment for the van, because we don't expect him to upfront pay cash and buy the van. So down payment for the van and the branding is about 1,05,000, and 1,76,000 is for the machineries that we bought. 24, 25.
If you go into this deep, outside 4 lakh rupees of franchise fees is only 1,70,000. The rest is kind of an OPEX for you, because you either have consumables or you have EMIs which would go for that. I mean, there can be earnest money which you can take on 15, 20%, 25% on the van deposit, which means that if you're taking a good van for 3 odd lakh rupees or 4 lakh rupees,
Right.
it might be 50, 60,000 rupees plus registration, about a lakh of rupee would be your outflow for taking a van. And how many people he would need to hire?
Initially, we are saying that he has 2 teams. So each team is about 2 people each, and 1 supervisory person.
So it's about 5 people, 1 supervisor, 2 teams, 2
and
set.
1 telecaller is what he needs to have to kind of follow up on the lead.
So it's about 6-member team, and maybe 200, 250 square feet of a small office.
Yeah, that office, we are very flexible. We don't need a retail high street. So if he has a own house, basement, we're happy about it, because it's not something we expect customers will come and visit us for this, because it's
just your own workplace for your people to really put or store stuff.
Work, conduct trainings, conduct sessions, conduct meetings, store the chemicals, because the chemicals are flammable, so it's stored in a proper place. Those kind of things are done. Otherwise, we are not hung up on a retail high street or anything. It will be very cheap real estate that we can take.
Sure. Very helpful. It's a very straightforward business model. And what is the kind of a quarterly revenue they can get?
So initially, what we are on a total 8 lakhs kind of yearly revenue. We are saying that about let's say 1,50,000 would become in the first quarter, and the second quarter onwards he will scale up. So last 2 quarters would be 3 odd lakhs of revenue.
Okay, that's very helpful. So now over to you. For your set of questions and description.
Thank you, Mr. Banerjee, for very elaborate presentation that you gave. And also, I feel you provide the entire area of specialized services on demand, which is just not sanitization, but also includes deep cleaning for both home and also vehicles. And we have, in fact, in the last few months experienced, a lot of players have come in this industry, but we're seeing how the industry today is getting organized, and maybe experienced and credible players like you coming in the mainstream will consolidate this industry in these coming years. So I'll take some questions, Mr. Banerjee, which are coming from the audience. First and foremost, I saw one question, because we saw franchise fees of 4 lakhs and investment of 10 lakhs. Now that 10 lakhs includes the franchise fee, or this is over and above? So that makes a total of 14 lakhs as investment.
No. So for the unit franchisee, it is an overall 10 lakhs of investment, including the franchisee fee of 4 lakhs.
Okay. All right. I think that needed clarity. Now I'll go very specific case to case. Now I have Mr. Sameer Shah. He's from Ahmedabad. He already has a property in place. We don't have the specifications as of now, but he wanted to know if somebody already has a property, how long does it take? While you just mentioned it does not need an infrastructure, so to say, but if somebody has a property, or even if he does not need an infrastructure, typically what is the gestation time for somebody to start the business? How long does the process take? If you can give maybe some understanding on maybe from my interest generation to the time that he can get started.
Let's take a month, maximum 1 month. In fact, we can cut it down if the person wants, because nothing much is, as I mentioned, is dependent on the office. It is more on the van, getting the van ready and getting the equipments ready, and the training. So van also you can get very quickly. In 2-3 days, you can buy a van, and another 1 or 2 days, you can brand the van. Okay, do the branding, says the van. So that takes care of 3-4 days, and then all the machinery. So within a week, you can purchase everything. And as far as the infrastructure is concerned, within a week, you're ready, right? And for the people that you are, the most important timeline will be taken by recruiting people and training them. So that is why we have set up. Otherwise, setup, if you have a space, it takes a week to do the setup. And then 3 weeks is about recruitment and training the people. So that's what the entire time is.
So the 3-week period, which is required for recruit the manpower and also training of the manpower. Okay. Now I have one question which is asked by one of our viewers. Is that on the machinery? Typically, and where does it come from, and how long does it take to be transported to the place where the franchisee is operating out of? And what is there a maintenance on these machinery?
So basically, whatever machines we will suggest to you or will recommend to you will have a AMC component to it, and we'll have a maintenance contract with the manufacturer themselves. Okay, so that's another big thing of your worry, because people where reputed brands only will sell. Okay, and although if you use some multinational brands here or international brands who are selling equipment, they will have big Indian infrastructure and big Indian distribution structure to be able to help our franchisees. So it doesn't take long. It from the point he is in order to lead.
Sure. So one thing, Mr. Banerjee, while you made that very clear, what profile of franchisee are we looking at, which means that he has to be an involved partner. But still, would you want to elaborate on the obligations of a partner? So broadly, we understand it is acquisition of clients, fulfillment, and giving customer experience or user experience. And so apart from that, would you want to maybe expand on the profile, how much involvement particularly he would need, and typically what should be the ratio of new acquisitions and repeat clients?
So you have asked two questions. In terms of involvement, we expect a person to put in at least 2 to 3 hours in the beginning of the business. Okay, and that is basically the process part. As I told you, in our business, the franchisee, the last thing you should worry about getting lead. That's something you should not worry him. Okay? He should worry about the operations part of it and the employee morale part of it. Okay, things like small things like employee of the week, recognizing good quality job, recognizing somebody who's got out of the way to support customers. Those things that HR management and quality control and sticking to the SOPs, those things should worry him, or those things will take his time. The business development or the marketing part, the brand is going to support. That's a very big support that we provide. But that actually in other businesses takes a lot of the time of the entrepreneur. So to say that that person basically should be quality conscious. He should be passionate about delivering a good quality through his team to the customer's experience. That is what we need. It's more than the time, the attitude of the person of delivering customer satisfaction, which has to be the genetic code of the organization of the franchise that he is nurturing. So everybody should understand that the thing that the sahab gussa ho jayenge agar customer gussa ho gaya. So that's all that he needs to worry about. Profile means we don't look for a
very well captured.
We don't look for somebody who's the person this kind of money many people have in India, so that's not a big problem. We know that when you're talking about 10 lakhs, there are so many people in India who is willing to invest this 10 lakhs in a business. Okay, we don't expect a person to be very, very highly qualified or chemistry honors or something to do this business. We just need the service orientation of that person. That's all we need.
Sure. See, one question which I want to pick up, I see that is on the area or the territory given to a unit franchisee. Is there a radius which is given to a franchisee to protect maybe his business in that location? And if yes, what would that area be?
So I think very well picked up. So it's a 10-kilometer radius that we give to a franchisee. Okay. So a complete radius of 10 kilometers is awarded to a unit franchisee.
Okay, great. Mr. Banerjee, one question which came to my mind. While the contract for a unit franchisee is 5 years, and we're also soliciting at this point in time interest from area and masters. So, what is the contract term for a bigger partnership?
So everything, all the partnerships that you're looking at, area is also 5 years and master is also 5 years that we are talking about. And area franchisee, basically the advantage of an area franchisee is, first of all, he gets a larger area or larger population coverage. Okay, he gets one unit franchisee along with the area franchisee, and he gets to appoint 2 more unit franchises at a very small investment, I would say. Like 14 lakhs of investment gives him a area franchisee, gives him a unit franchisee, and gives him the right to appoint 2 more unit franchises under him. So that's a very attractive opportunity that we have in a business model. And even master, like it's only 18 lakhs. A master is typically over a state like a Haryana or something will be a master. Okay. And that master will have invested 18 lakhs and the right to appoint 11 unit franchises. And 1 unit franchisee will come along with his master franchisee rights. So these are some of the uniqueness of this model. It's not real estate dependent.
Right. And
Yeah, go ahead.
right. And maybe, for the benefit of the audience, because a lot of investors feel, while the term is for 5 years, especially for a bigger partner, which is area or a master franchisee, and we want to maybe give a tip, because most of the people depend on the after second year, to bring these units on board. So sooner they get, they have, I would say, bigger revenue to be made, both in terms of the royalties or the supply and also franchise fees. So, so the first and second year is where I feel, most of the master franchisees or area franchisees need to have all their franchisees on board. So this quota of 11 numbers, which you mentioned, ideally I feel should be completed in a span of 1.5 years. So that the next, say, 4 or 5 years, which are left out of the contract period, they have the revenues coming in. And because it's a 50% sharing, I think by the time they do their 4th or 5th outlet sign up, they would be able to recover the entire investment which they have made. So, okay, now one thing I think I'll again take sorry, Mr. Banerjee.
It's a very good observation. A very good observation that you made.
Yeah.
Wanting to complete this entire thing in 1.5 years. That's a good observation.
Actually, one question which I'll pick Mr. Sameer Shah, I think, again from Ahmedabad. He's also trying to understand, well, we talked about offices and homes. Will hospital cleaning, government building cleaning and contract, if they're able to procure at their level, will that also form a part of these services? Or they can form a part of these services?
Yeah. I mean, see, hospital, the hospital contracts are big contracts. Okay, as I already said that most of the cases there will be facility management companies like JLL or Cushman Wakefield or somebody Collier sitting out there. Okay, so they give sub contracts to this kind of jobs. So, but if you can get it's a mid-sized hospital, the contract of the hospital for cleaning, sanitizing, pest control. Normally, that's one department. That's a very big contract, and it takes a lot of time off the worry about getting returns. So we definitely we would recommend that he goes for that. No second thoughts on that. And we provide the expertise in ICU cleaning, operation theater cleaning, large equipments which are there for MRI scanning and all. So everything needs a different kind of sanitizing solution. So only we have those technological solutions. And that is the benefit that this guy will have as being our franchisee.
Great. I see inquiries coming from different locations. Like some people have mentioned their cities, like I would say Aurangabad, one of the locations, tier 2. I'm talking about Kanpur is another location, and there's some city in Rajasthan, Jodhpur. is a city. So are we looking at tier 2 as well? While you did mention all across India, but do you want to prioritize any location or cities you want to enter, or are we well equipped to cater pan India as a company? And will you be able to cater to unit franchisee if it comes from a smaller city without appointing of an area or a master franchisee? Is that option available, or do we wait for maybe a bigger partner to come in and then award a unit franchisee if the location is far and difficult to service? Maybe if you can explain a bit on this.
As I told you that most of the leads in this case comes through digital mode or conversions happen through the call center. So one big part is taken care of, what is taken care of. Second part, due to the revolution of video conferencing facilities, giving training is becoming very, very easy nowadays. I mean, you can demonstrate everything and for as many hours as you want. And we have a corporate account with Zoom, and so we have no problem, and or Cisco. So we have no problem in extending as many people as the franchisee wants to call. Okay. In terms of maintenance of the equipment or repair of the equipment, I've already mentioned to you, these are from reputed brands and reputed manufacturers. So the brands and the manufacturers who are selling it will take care of, and there'll be an AMC signed with them. So there is, I mean, these are the things which has to be worried about if there is a remote location, right? So remoteness doesn't come in, it doesn't restrict that in this case, because leads is digital. Okay. The entire support can be done on Zoom or a webinar or anything that the person wants it. Okay. Most of the Indian cities are accessible by flight. So it's from Delhi. It's very easy to reach. Okay. All the equipment that we're supplying are through reputed brands, and it's covered in the AMC from those brands. Okay. All the consumables and chemicals is available on a portal, and they are being taken care of by brands like Diversey to dispatch to user location. Again, that's not an issue. So that's the uniqueness of our model. So no matter wherever you're in India, we are very, very equipped to service it. Unlike many other businesses which actually need you to be present on the ground. So we are open to very long answer to a very short question. We are open to any location. And Aurangabad and Kanpur are mainstream locations. India is growing there, so it's like huge.
Yeah.
We have to be there.
Great. Mr. Banerjee, we've tried and picked up a lot of questions of our audience. I think I even requested Mr. Shah, we can do a one-on-one, and then any other questions which I'm seeing, which I feel can be taken up in detail, maybe on a Tuesday. If that day is available with you, we can block that date, and we can speak to all the potential partners, or I would say viewers who have come on the call.
Sure, I think that would be a real pleasure, because I saw a couple of questions on marketing, and that's
you want to take any questions, huh? Please.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people asking that what kind of marketing do we need to do. So that's the biggest benefit of a brand and a franchisee offer. That 80-90% of your marketing needs are being taken care of by us. I mean, it's a business which is on leads. Okay. And lead generation is part of our DNA. We do Google, advertising, we do Facebook advertising, we do classifieds to generate adequate number of leads. And that is another thing, that we decide to launch in a city, it takes us 3 days to launch because of this capability that we have. Okay. And because of a capability in increasing call center seats at a very short notice. So this flexibility you have to have in a man and van model, which Mr. Maria was also talking about. That's the entire idea. It's not hooked to a particular place. The van and man model gives this kind of flexibility and this kind of mobility to a person.
Right, and also works as a marketing medium. Yes. When a branded van is moving around in the city, it also leads to maybe more inquiries of potential customers which come in. Great. Mr. Banerjee, as we close, I will request maybe a parting note from you to all the people who are listening right now, and also on the Facebook Live.
Yeah, I think my parting line is the passion which we showed in our video is we invite all the cleanomaniacs in the country to get together and make this country true Swachh Bharat. Yeah, we deserve to be a Swachh Bharat nation, and we deserve to be a clean and germ-free country. We deserve to fight this pandemic. We deserve to fight all the pests which are in this country. So please join us in this movement for creating thousands and thousands of Cleanomaniacs.
Thank you very much. It's very well said. And you're very committed to the business, and I think the whole category being created. So we'll obviously, a lot of people have, from a board viewpoint, have opted for area franchise, which is also good. So a lot of people
Very
want
nice. Yeah.
very well
Very nice.
area.
It's
So
unique.
we do this poll to really check what people are looking at. And any last comments, Sonia, you have?
Yeah, I'll just take one question. I think I just happened to see that he's Rajat from Jodhpur. He says, how often do we advise people to take these services, both sanitization and pest control? Mr. Banerjee, if you want to maybe take that last question before we...
Yeah, so that's a good question, I think. So sanitizing these days is coming without you knowing for it, because any person getting detected in COVID in your locality or your neighborhood, the entire area gets sanitized. So it's like the frequency is, if we talk about, every day we get close to 500 to 600 calls desperately to send somebody for sanitizing. So that's booming right now. In terms of pest control, I think for cockroach and ants, you need to do it in every 15 days to a month. That's kind of the frequency that you require. Ideally, you should require, but if you use our services, maybe 2 visits in 3 months is good enough. But that's a very common problem, cockroach and ant and all kind of crawling creatures. Termite is a very big problem, very, very big problem. Snakes is a very big problem. And beehives or madhumakhi chatta, that's a very big problem. Normal vendors or normal people cannot tackle these problems. We tackle these problems. We know how to tackle. So yeah, this season snakes come out, and believe us that not many people can handle snakes as a pest. Yeah. And people, we get calls from police, from the fire department, from forest department, please help us. And dead at night we get those calls. We'll tell you how to do it.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Banerjee. I think it was very, very extensive, I would say, webinar that we did. We have tried and answers everybody's question. And also, I liked your comparison of the other players and the transparency which your company brings in by educating the end consumer of what services are being used and what chemicals are being used, which brings a lot of, I would say, transparency and also enhances the end user experience. So with this, I'd like to thank you. And maybe request Archana to take it over for her final remarks.
So thank you so much everyone for joining us today. We want to thank our participants who are joining us today. We want to thank Mr. Banerjee for sparing time and sharing your business idea with us. Please accept our thanks, Mr. Maria and Sonia ji. You can connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. That's the number where we invite all your suggestions, your feedback, your queries. That's the number which is directly monitored by Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. Please do reach out to us at the same business hotline number. You can also reach out to our management team at their respective LinkedIn IDs. That's the information I'm just putting for you guys. You can reach out to them at their respective LinkedIn IDs. That's the information on your screen. The recorded version of this particular webinar is available at the Facebook page of Franchiseindia Brands Limited. We have done 123 webinars already. All those videos are available at the same link.
Not only 123, we have 123 of business opportunity over chai. We have done about 25, Friday brand matches, which is only happens on Friday, where we bring in multiple brands. And then we do Sunday, which is a regional based entirely. So Franchiseindia has contributed about 200 different webinars, with reaching out to about 260 plus unique opportunities in different industries and great entrepreneurs who are offering at this stage. I think they are doing a great job in terms of offering other people also an opportunity to become an entrepreneur. And this is the time, the best service you can do is actually help people to start something of their own. But Franchiseindia gives you a lot of choice, gives you a lot of options, but we don't particularly recommend or endorse any particular brand. We give you all the methodology to choose what is right for you. And then you need to really go down and fix up a discovery day, have a one-on-one discussion with the brand owner. And once you are very comfortable, you self-evaluate yourself, and you feel that you are right, then you can do this. Then you can really, make a choice of starting any franchise. Over to you, Ajay.
Thank you so much, Gaurav sir. We request you to please save our business hotline number, which is 97176 83838, so that you receive a broadcast message from our side that will give you a regular updates about the business opportunities. And tomorrow we are celebrating 125th edition of Business Opportunity Chai webinar series, and we invite you to witness the journey of All Things Love, the brand which is based upon do-it-yourself craft brand. So we have team of
Very interesting business model. Very interesting idea. I feel that this is a phenomenal idea, not only for young children, but craft is very popular. But India, we don't have places where you can really go make your own craft and take it home. So this is a very popular concept globally, and now we're bringing in India, and very successfully done by a couple which would present tomorrow this opportunity.
So we have team, founder, CEO, and COO of All Things Love, Miss Dimpi Mehta as Karan Mehta, joining us tomorrow and presenting their business ideas. Do not miss this chance. Please join us tomorrow at the same business hotline number. You will get a registration link. We request each one of you do registration today so that you get a confirmation mail from our side to join the same webinar tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you so much once again for joining us today. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends. Have a great day. Thank you, Mr. Banerjee. Good day ahead.
Thank you.